calling all business owners or soon to be business owners or even seasoned veterans. If you've recently been denied for a business credit product, or you're scratching your head wondering why you were denied, or if you're about to submit an application but don't want to ruin your chances, please listen up. Because in today's lesson, I'm going to break down the top 3 things you should never put on your business credit card application. So go ahead, go get your pen and paper, and make sure, you know what, get your laptop too, because I want to make sure you get every single piece of information so you don't get denied in the future, all right? And without further ado, let's dive in. And before we get started, ladies and gents, I just want to ask if you don't mind hitting that like button for me, as it helps my channel out a ton. I truly appreciate all your support. I'm trying to help every business owner out there get the funding they need to scale their business. Now, enough rambling, let's actually get into the steps itself. Up until this point, I've helped a lot of business owners get the funding they need, whether it's looking to scale, some even just trying to start up, and both, I promise you, are completely fine. But there's a lot of conflicting advice online, and I get why it's super overwhelming. One person is telling you to do it this way, the other person is telling you, no, don't do it that way, do it this way. And actually, I'm in that box too, because I tell you on basically my opinion on how I think you should do things as well. So I'm no different, but I get it. Again, I know it's overwhelming. And then you do one of our methods and then you hit submit, and then boom, a denial pops up across your screen. Frustrating, right? So let's put an end to that by talking about what not to do instead of what to do, all right? Before we jump into the top 3 mistakes, I have to mention this bonus tip right here. Ladies and gentlemen, your credit, okay? Your credit. Do not go into these credit card applications with super high utilization, a sky high DTI or debt to income ratio, a credit score below 700, or a bunch of negative marks on your credit report. I do not care how old they are. They do not need to be there. If any of this sounds familiar, then you need to binge watch my channel, where I literally show you how to clean your credit yourself, or the easiest way that you could do it is join the How to Credit Restoration program, where I'm helping you remove all the negatives on your credit report. And also, I'm going to coach you on building the positive side so you can get your credit report funding ready, so you can get that 50K or more. So if you want to do that, click the link in my bio. It starts with a free 15-minute consultation to see if you're eligible for the program, all right? I'm telling you right now, it's going to seriously help you. But enough about that. Let's get back to the video. All right, so now that you have your credit in order, or it's already in order, let me give you the steps on what not to do when it comes to these business credit card applications. With mistake number 1, super inflating or underselling your personal income. Not your business income, your personal income. Business owners, please understand this. When a lender is asking for your personal income as a business owner, I see people putting the $50,000, the $48,000 without fully understanding what they're actually asking for. They're actually asking for your total household income, all right? That includes things like stocks and bonds, retirement accounts, pensions. It can even include alimony and way more. A lot of people always forget about these things when it comes to your income, and I don't know why. Sometimes you might have to, tally up your stocks, tally up your retirement account. How much do you have in there? Your pensions, your alimony, all of these things play into an account when it comes to your total household income, okay? There's nothing wrong with just putting just your income, but if you have way more things in a stash, then you need to add that as well. If you have a spouse, for example, and file jointly, that income can definitely be included as well, even if that person is not a part of the business. Your household income could jump from that $50,000 to $125,000, $225,000, significantly boosting your chances for approval for a higher limit. So please understand this when it comes to your income when you're putting it on these applications. But I'm not done, because you have to understand that overinflating is not the bee's knees either, all right? Please understand it. If you claim, for example, if you claim that you make over $300,000 a year, and rightfully so, you probably do. I'm not saying that you don't, but if you don't, and somebody told you to put that there because they homeboy did it and it worked for them, now that lender could definitely have their eyebrow raising, or the underwriter, and be like, okay, that's awesome. I'm so glad that you make so much money. Can you please show me proof? And if you cannot provide the tax returns to back up what you just stated on paper, you're going to look suspect. And you know what happens to the people that look suspect? You're not honest, and now you're going to be denied. So please understand, I'm not telling you to lie, but what I'm telling you is just to be honest, but also be very thorough and strategic on what you actually put on these credit card applications, all right? All right, so the next one that I actually want to get into is mistake number 2, misrepresenting your business revenue. All right, this is kind of like a piggyback off of the personal income. Now we're talking about the business income, all right? In the banking world, once you cross a certain revenue threshold, banks start asking more questions. So then that's when you go to seeing all of the videos, including me, when it says no docs or anything like that. But if you start going over a specific threshold of business revenue, or what if the projected business revenue is going to do, then all that no doc stuff goes out of the window. All of it, just like they did on the personal income when they say, hey, can you provide documentation? There is a high percent chance they're going to ask you the same exact thing, but on the business side. They will start asking you for your P&Ls or your profit and loss statements. Hey, you're saying that you made $1 million a year or anything like that, or projected to make that. Can I see your tax returns, your last 2 years of tax return? And also, can I see your transaction records? Now you don't have any of this. The only thing that you came in the bank with was your ID and your debit card. So if your business isn't accurate, especially if you don't bank with that bank directly with those transactions, they might request, again, documentation from wherever bank that you actually bank from, stating, can I see the last 3 months of bank statements or anything like that? And you possibly cannot provide that. And that's a fast track for denials, all right? This is particularly important for startups or people who aren't familiar with how banks operate. After a certain point, they will ask for receipts, literally. Also, don't think that banks are in the dark when it comes to certain things. They have tools that can soft pull all of your history from dating back to way long ago. They can easily use LexisNexis, early warning services. They can use so many different things to soft pull to see how accurate you are as a personal individual and your business. They can easily dig into your financial patterns to verify your claims. So please be mindful. But also, you have to understand that every bank, lender, and credit union are totally different from each other. So for example, you could say that you made, or you're projecting to make $950,000, projected income with Chase, and that's perfectly fine. But when we go to the key banks, when we start going to the metro credit unions, when we start going to the smaller places, and their liabilities and their assets don't stack up to what you're actually trying to do and what you're actually asking for as far as their audit and what they're auditing with you, there's a possibility that when you say, oh, I'm projected to make $900,000, their underwriting service team is going to say, well, they're going to ask for way more than what we actually give people on a daily basis when it comes to the business side. So I think that we need to make sure that we have all our ducks in a row, and we're going to ask for way more documentation. So when you looked at my video or somebody else's video and it said no documentation, again, out the window. But I just wanted to throw that ramble and just that information in right there. But let's go into mistake number 3, which is using the wrong NAICS code or SIC code. Guys, understand that all of these codes are very, very important, okay? Your NAICS code is a crucial identifier that tells lenders what line of work that you are actually in, okay? If you list yourself as a consultant, but paperwork shows that you are a truck driver, this is going to raise not only eyebrows, but it's going to raise the red flags with the lender, okay? What do I mean by that? So let's just say that you are in a high risk industry, which is real estate, which is crypto, which is truck driving, which is any of these things right here, right? And you set everything up as far as your LLC, you got your DMB, you got everything set up, and your DMB, and also when you set up your LLC and everything of that nature, they automatically gave you an NAICS code, because a lot of times they actually do that. and you didn't pay attention to it when you were building everything out, aka the foundation. But then you found out, oh, I'm in a high risk industry, so you know what, I need to make sure that my NAICS code is good, or you didn't even think about it. So now you're just going to the bank and they're asking you, hey, what line of work are you in? And you just say, oh, I'm just in business management or something like that. But then when they look up your business and it's like, well, they have the high risk industry of this construction driving, or this truck driving, or this real estate, or this crypto, or anything like that. And then they're gonna ask you very slickly, hey, if that's even a word, but hey, are you actually in this line of work? Hey, what do you do on a day-to-day basis? Now more questions start coming. Now they're gonna start asking for more and more things. And you're like, hey, this person on this Instagram video didn't state that this was going to be a thing. What's going on right now? Exactly. You do not have your ducks in a row. You do not know what your NAICS code. This is a major problem. All right. Again, just to reiterate, if you do not know your business NAICS code, or just picking one up randomly because someone just gave one to you, then you could be unknowingly using a high risk code that triggers automatic denials. All right. Even worse, this is the even worse one. All right. Even if you try to use a low-risk NAICS code to mask your real business type, lenders might even check the revenue averages when it comes to the code that you're just willy-nilly giving them, all right? If your reported revenue doesn't align with the business in that category with what they typically earn on average, they're gonna, again, ask for way more documents. And if you can't provide them, the game is over, okay? So you can't try to mask your trucking company or your transportation business with, I don't know, a daycare service or something like that, and you state that you make over $2 million a year. And of course, a daycare can make that much, but on average in a certain jurisdiction or anything like that, if they only make $400,000 or $500,000 a year, and you're talking about that you make $2 million a year, it doesn't align. So it looks weird, all right? So you have to understand this and be mindful. So please tweak these small but critical things, all right? Please be transparent about your income, report accurate business revenue, and also double check all of your codes, your NAICS code, your SIC code, every last one of them. Doing this can dramatically improve your chances of getting approved for business funding, all right? I'm telling you right now. But I'm curious to know what you guys think. Do you guys think that this is actually going to be helpful for you? Do you think that there's actually more things that I should have added to the video? Let me know in the comment section. And if this video has helped you, please share it with another business owner who's trying to get the funding, but they don't know which direction to go. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Now go get that over $100,000 the right way, all right? And until next time, ladies and gents.